Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Xuan Kai and I'm a day trader from Singapore. So let's dive into the trades that I took yesterday on the 9th of June 2021. Now, looking at the markets right now, you can see the Nasdaq when it just started, it was just moving sideways and then now it's finally trending up. For SPY wise, you can see quite a similar trend as well, moving sideways and then starting to push up. So some levels that we want to watch for are the pre-market highs for NQ, which is the 13,877, and the pre-market lows will be 13,803. For SPY wise, the pre-market highs will be the $423 and the pre-market lows will be $422, around that. So for Tesla, you can see on the 5-minute chart she gapped up and then she's just moving sideways for now. There's no real direction for Tesla, so nothing really too crazy about that. We're gonna look at some news for the market. So for today, not much news. Usually when the market starts to trend up like this, you want to find out why exactly caused the market to push up like this, but honestly there's not much news, no economic events as well, so this push up we don't really know whether it can be sustained or not. Yeah, so same thing for Tesla. You can see when there's no news, there's no real direction for it as well, but you can see that it's sort of pushing towards the pre-market highs as well, which is around the 606.2, and the pre-market lows, which is the 602. So those are the two technical levels that we would be quite interested in for today. So then let's go into my live trades for today. The very first trade is over here. So I'm looking for the break of the 602 level. So she's pushing down and this is where I entered. Very nice. 602.3, so I see on the bid is where I entered. And then right now we see a lot of 602.3s, 0.6, 0.7s all appearing on the tape. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut my loss if the bids step up, but the bids don't look like they are stepping up. It actually looks like they are quite weak, they are pushing down. But once again, boom, 602.9, 603s all I see on the tape, which means maybe there's a bit of strength. The bids push up. See, this is where the bids actually stepped up and then pushed up higher, and this is where I exited. Oh, and I forgot to mention, right now I'm also trading with a bigger position size, which is 2 contracts. Previously I'm only trading with 1 contract. Yeah, so right now I can scale out my position, so basically I can make my winners a bit bigger than my losses. Yeah, but of course my losses is still 2 contracts. So this was a minus $33 trade for this trade, but at least I cut my losses quickly, so not too worried about that. So let's go to the next one. 42.26. Yeah, so around here, so after it bounced off the 602 level, I got caught in this wick over here and then it pushed up again. So this is where I'm going to enter for the break of the 602 level again, which is the pre-market low. So I wanted to give it another chance. I wanted to see if she still had some strength to come down. So 602 would be the level that I'm watching on the tape. 602.3s very nicely. This is where I entered. 602.3s, I saw it very nicely. So can it break down? 602.5s, 602, yep. So the bid stepped up, held the 602.5s. So my entry 602, stop loss is 603. I'm getting ready to cut my loss if it doesn't go in my direction, but now it looks like the tape is weak. 602.1s are all on the tape, and then now it breaks the 602 very nicely. Break the 602s. 601.3, so this is where I move my stop loss down to 602, break even, and then I'm watching the tape. 601.7, so I see the tape is starting to speed up and the bids are starting to step up as well. So if it goes back down up to 601.9, that's when I'm going to cut my loss for a break even. So this is where I hit 602 again and I exited my 2 contracts on this one. So for this one, it was just a break even trade, a very small win, I guess. So about not 602, it was about $15 only. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but at least I was able to come out of that trade. Small green, at least it's not a loss again, and I was able to get back a little bit. Yeah, so I wanted a little bit more follow through, but there wasn't much follow through. You can see very nice candle, but then it pulled back to the 602s and it didn't continue. I was actually watching for the break of 602s and then hopefully it breaks down to the 600s region, but she didn't do that. Yeah, so then for the very last trade, we're gonna go, let's see where's the last trade. Over here. So this was for the break of 601. So you can see just now when I entered, it was for the break of 602s, and then she pulled back afterwards. Eventually she actually went down close to the 601 region, but she didn't quite make it there, and then she retraced back to the 602s, and then now it looks like she's going to make her way down to the 601s again. So 601.3, this is where I entered. Watching very closely, 601s, can she break 601s? I see 601s on the tape, 600.5, nice, she broke 601s, very nice. Oh, 601s come back on the tape again. If the bids step up, that would be a bit of a problem. So 601s, 600, yep, 601s are still appearing on the tape. See very quickly 601s, and the bids actually stepped up to 601s. And then now it pushed up very quickly, boom, to 602s, and that is where I exited as well, my two contracts. You see how fast that wick was. It pushed all the way down to 600.5s, and then it wicked me back all the way up to 602s, which is where I exited for this trade. So I took a total of 3 trades for today, which makes me down about $64 for the day itself. Yeah, so I think right now I'm also trying to train myself not to think in terms of not to think and feel in terms of the P&L. I want to really focus more on my executions and rate myself based on my execution. So how I should feel at the end of the day should be based on my executions and not based on my P&L for the day. Yeah, so then let's go to the journaling part for the day. So for the journaling part, yep, like I mentioned just now, I took 3 trades today, 2 losing trades and 1 break even, but I was still able to end the day moderately red. And the funny thing is, the day before I actually took just 1 trade, 1 green trade, and that green trade was actually bigger than the 2 losses that I took today. Yeah, so still quite grateful for those 2 losses. Grateful that my losses are a lot smaller than my winners, so my risk to reward is about 2 to 1. Yeah, so this was the very first trade that I took, anticipating the break of 602. Stop loss was 603, and take profit would likely have been around 601s and 600s. Yeah, so the premiums I entered was 3.66 and my exit was 3.51. And I mentioned before, my position size is now 2 contracts instead of 1. So total loss about minus $33 with commissions. So about 15 bucks per contract, which is quite good for Wednesday. Also probably because I traded a cheaper contract. Right now I want to trade 2 contracts, so I need to sort of scale down trade the cheaper premiums for now. Yeah, and entry was good for this trade. I was ready to exit this trade when it was starting to move against me. I think that was a very good thing. The last few weeks weren't in vain. I was actually able to cultivate the habit of cutting the trade whenever it moves against me. Whenever it doesn't go in my direction immediately, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, I need to cut the trade very quickly. So I saw a lot of 602.9 and 603 on the tape, and the bids started to step up, and I exited the moment I saw 602.9s on the bids. Yeah, so then this was the second trade where I decided to give the 602s a chance again to break. Yeah, so it retraced very nicely, but then I got caught in a wick. But no worries, because I cut my trades really quickly, and then I decided to give it another chance. So for this, the premiums I entered was 3.67 and the exit was 3.78 and 3.75. Same position size of 2 contracts, and this was just a small win or maybe slightly break even with plus $15 after commissions. And I think entry was okay for this, and I moved my stop loss to 602, the break even point, when the price moved to 601.3s. Glad that I didn't let this sort of green trade turn into red. I was able to get out small green for this trade. Yeah, and I exited the moment I saw that the bids moved back up to the 602 regions. Today you can tell that actually Tesla wasn't very weak. Every time she hit a low of the day, she really pulled back, and the bids really step up very quickly, and the tape also run very quickly. I didn't have much of a chance to cut my losses at the original sort of stop loss. Yeah, so nothing I can do about that. I already tried my best. I can't react any faster. There's no way I could have reacted any faster anyway, so that's what I did. And the last one, look at this wick that caught me. This week right here at the 601 level. So you can see she broke very nicely the 602 pre-market lows and then retraced, get rejected, and then looks like she was going to push down and break the 600 at once, and then likely to break the 600 as well. Yeah, so entry was 601s, stop loss was 602s, and the take profit would have been the break of the 600, the major support level over there. So premiums entered is 3.89 and exited at 3.68, so a total loss of minus $46 with commissions. So I thought the entry was good for this trade as well, and honestly for this trade it bounced really quickly. I exited the moment I saw that the bids stepped back up to 601.9s, and honestly I think I did quite alright for this trade. It quickly bounced on me and I just built on the trade, and I did my best to cut my losses. Yeah, and I realized that honestly there were a lot of fakeouts today, and sadly I got caught in all the fakeouts. Yeah, but anyway, the things I were to focus on would be the things that I did well, which was good entries, able to manage my positions when it went in my favor, and I was able to cut my losses really quickly. So those were very good things, and things to continue to improve on would be my emotional management and getting used to this position size. So like I mentioned before, my position size is now 2 contracts, so now I can potentially scale out of my positions. Yeah, so my trading plan is like this. So I will enter about 30 cents before the entry level, and then my stop loss is probably about $1 from the entry level. So let's say my entry is 600, my stop loss will be 601 or 599, something like that. Yeah, and then of course, let's say I'm entering on the upside for the break of 600, my entry will be 599.7 and my exit will be 599. Yeah, so the exit is about 60 cents, but my take profit would be $1 and above for that. So let's say my entry is 600, my exit will be when I break the 601. So I entered at 599.7, so 599.7 to 601, that's $1.30, and then I'll move my stop loss up, and the next time I will take profit again is when it breaks the next dollar, which is about 602s. So that would be $2.30. So my wins are going to be a lot bigger than my losses if I scale out this way. This is what I plan to do in theory, and I'm still testing it out with this week. So what I need to do is I need to get better at managing myself with this position size and still be able to execute well and cut my losses quickly, which is what I'm doing today. And I have to be able to objectively look for good trades as well, and not just revenge trade or trade out of boredom, all those kind of things. I want to take high probability setups, yeah, and continue sharpening this mindset. So I also need to ignore the distribution of wins and losses and the P&L, and there's nothing else I can do about it. Honestly, I cannot control whether it's a win or a loss. All I can do is focus on executions. I need to be able to cut my losses when they move against me very quickly, and take my profits consistently, and manage my positions whenever they go in my favor. Those are the only things that I can do. So all in all, I can't complain for the day. I'm red for the day, but grateful that I got to practice and I got to cut my losses very quickly. I also set up new hotkeys for this new trading of 2 contracts, so I'm also trying my best to really work on that as well. So I got to practice my new hotkeys as well, and focusing on the executions and the process. Yeah, so overall I think good job today. Good job to myself for cutting the losses, and my 2 losses for today were smaller than the 1 win yesterday, so there's nothing much to complain about. I'm just grateful that I got the chance to practice and I got the chance to learn from these mistakes. And hopefully we can end the week on a green note, huh? Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, so really still excited about today's trading. Hopefully we can end green for today as well. And that's all for the Tesla trade. Hopefully you like this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and tell me what you guys think down below. And don't forget to consider subscribing to my channel. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.